Another update for you. The border crossing blockades, the various ones that are happening right now, they're still growing. At the Ambassador Bridge between Detroit and Windsor, Ontario, the blockade is absolutely amazing. Just check out this footage from above. As for the fuel crisis happening in downtown Ottawa there with the police stopping people from bringing fuel in, well, there is a loophole.
My name is Mathieu Saint-Jean. I'm the coordinator of Gatineau and Laurentide on the North Shore of Ottawa, and I'm the candidate of the last election in Gatineau.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So you have some new information for us that you verified is true about the whole fuel.
Yeah, exactly. So Samuel Grenier is a French influencer in Quebec, very known. And he talked with, just for a second, I forgot his name, Francis Picard, that the truckers will be refueled by an obscure law that allowed firemen or volunteers firemen to refuel the truckers. Mm-hmm. So it's just been told that this is a valid information, and we're asking for every fireman, volunteers fireman or fireman, I don't know what to do today, to come to the stadium of Ottawa and see Francis for helping out to refuel the truckers.
Okay, so volunteer firefighters are allowed to refuel the trucks without any pushback.
Yeah.
So volunteer firefighters are actual firefighters. That's the loophole. They can do it without any concern. So you're sending them to the Ottawa Stadium? Is that like the baseball field?
The baseball field.
That being all said, something that's really been on my mind for the last, I would say, few years, and it's really hit hard this last week or two, is something that's been bothering me for a while that I see coming, and I'm not the only one. Other people have spoken out about this subject as well, and that is the push, the very concerted push right now for a cashless society. And what we're seeing right now in the last week or two is just further proof that we need to resist this at all costs. And it's not just digital currency that could be a problem in our future. It's things like autonomous vehicles, autonomous cars, self-driving cars. I'm not even a fan of electric cars. I've made that clear on my channel in the past. I'm more of a gearhead kind of guy. I like my cars to have pistons in them, not software. And one of the reasons for that is that the electric car push. It's pretty noisy outside this construction down the road. One of the big pushes that's happening is for electric cars to morph into these self-driving autonomous cars. And what we're going to see in our future, if we're not careful, is the loss of our control, having control to be able to move freely within your country, your personal vehicle. That's a huge piece of individual liberty and freedom. And you can call me a tinfoiler all you want, but there's already a lot of credible people out there discussing this. Analysts and whatnot have been talking about how this can be used against us. And if something can be used against us, you can be guaranteed it will. We are so lazy as a society that we trade our basic freedoms and our personal control over our own lives. We trade it for convenience all the time, and it's really, really frightening. Let me give you an example. Even 5 years ago, you would get scoffed at if you took out your debit card to pay for a cup of coffee at a coffee shop in the morning. Now, if you take change out of your pocket to pay for that coffee, you get strange looks. What's going on, people? We have to stop this. Even central banks and governments, including right here in Canada, have been discussing a digital dollar. They want to get into this whole crypto game too. You know, I'm not talking about cryptocurrencies and all that. That's all fine and great. But if you're going to give up your financial control to third parties and you don't have anything tangible in your pocket, it can be wiped out in an instant. You can lose access to it for whatever reason. Look at the social credit system happening in you know what country. We don't want that to happen here, but a lot of this is leading to that. And we're going to have, don't get me started about the vax passports. Anybody that actually thinks those have to do with vaccines and safety, if you actually believe that, you'll buy anything. You probably believe a carbon tax has something to do with the environment too, right? If you believe those sorts of things, I have amazing oceanfront property in Saskatchewan to sell you because you'll buy anything. Don't be naive. Your passport, your Vax passport, will, if they get away with what they're trying, it's going to become permanent. There's a reason why federal government right here in Canada, Trudeau's government has spent over $1 billion helping provinces develop their passport system. They don't do that for something that's temporary. Wake the hell up. And all around the world this is happening. Now, when this morphs into everything, your digital ID, which provinces and states and countries around the world are all working on a digital ID system to replace your driver's license card in your wallet, it's going to have everything. It's going to have your vaccine records, it'll have your banking information, your driver's license, and God knows what else they want to put on there. How long until, well, if you don't comply and you don't get your 19th injection in your arm, you suddenly can't start your autonomous vehicle because you're not complying with the government? And how long until that vehicle will not take you to where you want to go? Because let's just say we want to practice our democratic right to protest and drive a convoy to a city, but our cars won't start. Or you can't enter the city because they flipped the kill switch and all the autonomous vehicles suddenly shut down. That is not conspiracy theory. This is stuff that people are working on right now. We're going to trade our freedom and our control for convenience, just so the car can drive us to the grocery store. And are we really that lazy? Cash is a big part of this too. If there's something you can do right now, today and every day, to throw a wrench into what's coming in our future, a totalitarian future where everything is controlled and you must comply or you won't be able to do anything, you won't be able to use your bank, you won't be able to access your funds, you won't be able to drive your vehicle. My God, if you don't think the governments want these sorts of controls on us, you are not paying attention. Use cash every day. If that's something you can do right now, put away your plastic and don't use it unless it's necessary, like booking a hotel and all that. But look what just happened now. A third party got involved with GoFundMe and literally took $10 million away from the rightful recipients. That couldn't happen if they had cash in their hand. That couldn't happen if we used a barter system. Everything you need to buy with cash. Start using cash every day if you're not already. I know a lot of you are who watch my channel. You understand? I'm not an anarchist. I am an advocate for limited government, and government is growing way too big with the way technology is progressing and the way we're going. You're going to need permission, and you're going to have to be a compliant, good little citizen in order to have all of the rights that we have now. They're all going to be switched into mere privileges, and you're going to lose all control. There's nothing wrong with technology as long as there's a redundant system, a backup for human control. Even Elon Musk, who is, he's been speaking out and saying a lot of good things about the truckers and whatnot, but let's be honest, his company is also developing autonomous vehicles, and even he, about a year or two ago, made a statement saying that he wouldn't be surprised if humans driving vehicles will be outlawed in the near future. For your safety, because it's just too dangerous to have a human behind a wheel. We have to leave it up to computers and, of course, government-controlled highways to make sure everyone's safe. That's going to be used against us. You can be guaranteed that's going to be an argument used. It's all about safety. And I already see people advocating for self-driving cars for that reason. They're saying, well, this is great. This will keep everyone safe. There'll be less accidents. Again, do you want to live in a safe police state or a slightly dangerous world where you actually have your own freedom? That's a pretty easy decision to me. Cash. Use cash. I use cash to buy this car. I use cash to buy my van. I use cash to buy everything. This jacket I'm wearing. This coffee I just bought. I use cash. Use cash for everything. Never, ever, ever bring out your plastic. Never do that unless you absolutely have to. There's no other choice. That's how we make a statement. That's how we can all stand our ground and say no to the future that is being designed for us right now. And with the last couple of years too, remember when the whole COVID thing all started out, there was demonization of cash. They were spreading all this unfounded fear that money is dirty. So there were actually places that stopped taking cash. And of course that got shut down real quick because lawyers got involved and places have to accept legal tender. But that's not the point. The push is on and it's coming hard, and it's scary. What do you want for your future? Imagine not being able to have a garage sale, or your kids can't have a lemonade stand and accept cash. Like, how are we going to do these things? The government wants their hand in everything, and they want everything controlled, and they want your finances completely controlled. They don't just want to know how and why you spend your money. They want to control where you spend your money and whether or not you can even get your hands on your own funds. That is going to be our future. Wake up. Stop trading your basic liberties for a little bit of convenience. Because if you don't, you're literally advocating for what I just said. It's going to happen.